Welcome to the Old Boar Plays City Skylines. In this video, I'm going to show you how to balance out your cities. This includes a lot of things: commercial, population, industrial, passenger lines, cargo lines, and your service vehicles that need to be kept off your highways. So one of the things I suggest that you disable any kind of automatic bulldozing and you let your game run for about half an hour. I've done that. My game's been running for about 35-40 minutes. And I'm going to look around my cities to see where I need to balance out. So the best way to do it is just to show you. This is a tutorial series for you to learn all about Railway to train networks. And I'm putting in rail infrastructure first before I build out my population. This little town here obviously has a problem, and because I've disabled my automatic bulldozing, I can see those problems. One of the things I like to do is I like to zone a whole square of high density buildings and then trim that back a little bit so that my little towns have some bigger buildings in them. So of course I'm going to trim back some of this just because there's too much high density commercial here. And I might leave these three buildings on the end. The other thing is, I've probably got too much commercial going on here. You can see that many buildings are already abandoned. I've got commercial over here. But you want to be careful with this. I've got several cities on the map. You're going to do this similar to changing a tire on your car. You want to put those lug nuts on your tire and you want to tighten them up gradually in a circle. We're not going to totally take out all of this commercial here in Boar Hills. We're going to take out a little here, maybe a little here, and in the other towns that have problems, we're going to trim back that commercial just a bit. We have plenty of cargo coming in. We have plenty of goods in our own city, so we just need to trim back a bit. We can see that we have a high demand for industrial, so we might zone in some offices here. And you might get creative with that zoning. This is probably too much. I'm going to trim this back just a bit. Another thing that I've been testing is rebalanced industries, and I've tested it 2 times on this map, and I'm seeing that it's pretty much for people who haven't built their highway infrastructure out correctly, or maybe their rail industry correctly. It also cuts back on all your cargo vehicles, and it takes down the number of workers in your industries. So if you have rebalanced industries and you've used road hierarchy, lane mathematics, good city planning, and you've put rail throughout your map, unsubscribe to it. Rebuild and rebalance your cities without that mod. Another thing I like to do is to just take these and unzone them. Seems to make it look just a little bit more realistic. This downtown area has too much high density commercial, and I want to keep some of these. Like those two buildings there, maybe we can get some cargo to it before it becomes abandoned. Sometimes if I don't like a building, I'll demolish it, pay those people to move somewhere else, and put in other buildings I like. Demolish it and let it regrow. See what comes out. Way too much high density commercial. We can already start to see some of these buildings are starting to get their cargo. Sometimes certain blocks just don't get the cargo for whatever reasons. This is the transfer controller mod, and if you'd like to see how I set that up, I have 2 videos on the transfer controller mod. Keeps a lot of surface vehicles off your highways. This is coming from all the way on the other side of the map. And these service vehicles can be trimmed back, these trash trucks. These recycling facilities. These are put in the beginning of the game. So I can probably trim back several of these. These are going to have trucks all over the map. Still got a little bit of a problem, but this is part of the fun of the game. Balancing out your cities. So I'm going to take a quick run around the map and see how we are. Our demand is low. Our population is still growing. This is the first phase of balancing, which is mainly focused on commercial goods. And we're doing good on industrial. Another phase is balancing out your passenger train lines. This little town here had a lot of problems, a lot of abandoned buildings, and we've pretty much eliminated it. Just a few problems. Sometimes you can just bulldoze those, and hopefully when they come back in, they'll be okay. This looks like too much commercial for this little town for me. So thank you for watching The Old Boar Plays City Skylines. Take care now.